What if the person you trusted most was hiding the darkest secret imaginable? What if the tragic 911 call after a double murder was made by the very person who pulled the trigger? In Carroll County, Georgia, a seemingly ordinary family was ripped apart, leaving a community, and a family, divided. This is the chilling story of Sarah Grace Patrick, a teenager whose life took a chilling turn, and a digital footprint that may have led to a stunning arrest. 17-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick was arrested and charged with the murders of her mother and stepfather. The shocking discovery was made by her 6-year-old sister, a child who stumbled upon a scene no one should ever have to witness. Today, we're going to break down everything we know so far about this tragic case. On that morning, Sarah's younger sister reportedly found the bodies of their mother and stepfather inside the family's home. The details of that moment remain sealed for her protection, but what we do know is that Sarah herself later called 911 and then turned herself in. The little girl ran to her older sister, 16-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick. Sarah, in what would become a central point of the investigation, was the one who then placed the frantic 911 call, reporting her parents' deaths. For months, the case went cold, with no arrests and no clear suspects, leaving the community to wonder who could have committed such a heinous crime.
Shooting them as they slept in their bed in February. 11 Alive Chase Howell was in court today as a judge denied her bond.
Sitting in a green jumpsuit, Sarah Grace Patrick cried as she faced a Carroll County judge Tuesday. But we've seen those tears before when she took to TikTok asking people for prayers after her mom and stepdad, Kristen and James Brock, were shot to death in their Carrollton home. But the judge wasn't swayed by her emotion and denied the 17-year-old bond.
I was just nervous because I know what she's accused of doing, and I'm not going to back down.
Kim Bowling is James's sister. She was one of the people to take the stand to ask the judge to keep Patrick in custody.
If the defendant can kill her own parents in such a violent manner, I fear for my own safety and the safety of my family and friends.
James's oldest son, Tristan Brock, spoke directly to the judge about his life since his dad was killed.
Your Honor, it feels like I'm living in a nightmare.
After the hearing,
Mr. Patrick, Chase Howell with 11 Alive. Today, your daughter was held in court.
Please.
Do you have anything to say?
No, not today. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Do you want to say anything about your daughter's innocence that you say, you say she's innocent?
I said I don't want to talk. Can you get that on my Facebook?
back inside the courtroom, supporters of Sarah also got to make their case to the judge, begging him to let her out of jail.
Prayer, thankfulness, and what she's reading.
That's how Pastor Ben Bonner describes his conversations with Patrick while she's in jail. Much like him, other witnesses were called to the stand to give character statements.
She just doesn't have this in her. She is not the evil person that the Brock family is making her out to be.
But ultimately, the judge ruled to keep Sarah in custody.
You know, they're not going to release any evidence. So I still say she's innocent until proven guilty.
In Carroll County, Chase Howell, 11 Alive News.
So court records show that Patrick is facing 2 new counts of malice murder and possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Her trial is set to begin on January 5th.
While the official investigation was shrouded in secrecy, Sarah Grace Patrick was very active in the public eye. In the weeks and months after the murders, she used her social media to post emotional, tear-filled tributes to her parents, sharing her grief publicly. But what the public didn't know was that investigators were following a different trail, a digital footprint. Prosecutors would later reveal they had found mountains of physical and digital evidence that pointed to a single suspect. This evidence, including messages sent by Sarah herself to true crime content creators asking them to cover her parents' case, would eventually lead to a shocking conclusion. On July 8, 2025, 5 months after the murders, at just 17 years old, she was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. The sad reality is that she was asking true crime content creators just for clout, looking to go viral off her parents' death. That hunger to go viral ultimately led her to getting arrested. The denial of bond on August 19, 2025, marked a significant victory for the prosecution. But the hearing was more than just a legal proceeding, it was a public confrontation between two sides of a broken family. The prosecution argued that Sarah was a flight risk and a potential danger to the most important witness in the case, her younger sister. Meanwhile, relatives from James Brock's side of the family expressed their fear and disbelief, pleading with the judge to keep Sarah locked up. But in a striking counterpoint, Sarah's own biological father and grandfather, Dennis Nolan, publicly declared her innocence. They claimed there was no physical evidence and that the case was purely circumstantial. This divide was even visible in the courtroom, where Sarah's supporters wore "I Stand with Sarah" t-shirts. The judge ultimately denied bond, deciding that the evidence presented was too serious to grant her release. Neighbors and classmates expressed shock, describing Sarah as quiet and reserved. Carroll County is a tight-knit community, and this case has left many asking, how could something like this happen here? With her arraignment scheduled for September 22 and a trial tentatively set for January 5, 2026, the biggest day is still to come. This case continues to captivate the nation, leaving us with a final question: when the evidence is presented to a jury, will the digital footprint prove her guilt, or will Sarah Grace Patrick be exonerated, proving her innocence all along?